Yo guys, what's up? It's WarSpirit. Today we're going to be taking a look at the options menu in Overwatch and the settings that you need to be using to make the most of your Overwatch experience. First up, the video menu. Pretty standard stuff here for your video settings in Overwatch. Playing at full screen, playing at max field of view, playing at my display resolution 85Hz, playing at aspect ratio 16:9, VSync off. There is the graphics quality options there set to low overall in general. Limit FPS if you're playing on a laptop or some other really terrible computer. You can limit your FPS to 30 just to make it feel smoother at 30 FPS. The resolution here does have a lot of different resolutions and refresh rates, so set that to your monitor settings. Advanced graphics options as well. Render scale is there, actually reducing that improves performance, but I've found that setting it to 100% is as low as I'm willing to go because it looks absolutely terrible at anything lower than 100%. And then everything else here I've just put to the bare minimum because obviously more performance is better in my opinion, and the game looks amazing at the lowest settings anyway. So you also have your gamma, contrast and brightness. Tweak those to suit your monitor. And the final thing at the bottom is your colorblind settings. The game has all those different colorblind options as well. Next, onto the sound menu. First thing is tweaking your master volume to suit your volume levels across your computer, making sure you can hear your mates on TeamSpeak or Discord or whatever is probably the most important thing there. Sound effects maxed out. I've got music volume set to 0 just so I can hear those sound effects a little bit more, hear footsteps a little bit easier. One thing to note is that when you do reduce your music volume, you miss out on the music coming in at overtime in matches, so you're going to need to keep an eye at the top of the screen for those overtime counters. And yeah, it's pretty hard to get used to that when you first reduce your music volume, so watch out for that. Apart from that, music in the game is great, so occasionally you might want to turn that back up and have a listen sometimes. Make sure you have it on at least for your first few games so you can hear all the intro music for all the different maps. Down the bottom here you've just got your options for group and voice chat. I've left all them on automatic just so I auto join the channels in game when I want to talk to people. You can turn that off if you're not interested in talking to people in game. And then you've got push to talk, which you need to have on for voice chat. Make sure you've set up your push to talk key as well in your options menu for controls. There's Dolby Atmos for headphones settings down the bottom here. I've had it both on and off and can't really notice any significant difference, so feel free to mess around with that if you want as well. Control settings we're going to come back to later on because that's probably the biggest and most interesting part of this video. So going on to the gameplay part of the options menu. Skip kill cam, you want that off because the kill cam does actually help. You can see where the enemy shot you from, you can learn a lot about the whole enemy team's position on the map, and you can always skip it by mashing spacebar anyway, so turn that setting off. Kill feed display, probably the first thing you're going to want to go into your options menu and turn on. The kill feed display is very important. It makes your little kill feed appear in the top right hand corner of your screen, which is need to know information about when your teammates have died and when your enemies have died. Skirmish while searching, personal preference, I've turned that off because I'd much rather be looking around the hero gallery, looking at skins I want to buy and things like that, instead of playing a little skirmish mode while I'm queuing for games. Achievement display, personal preference again. I like the pop-up notification when I've earned an achievement. It looks good, it sounds good, and it feels awesome when you earn an achievement, so I like the pop-up on. Network quality notifications doesn't really mean anything right now, so I've turned that off. There's meant to be a little notifier in the top left hand corner when you're having network issues. Social menu options currently include things like profanity filters and group invite options. Turn the profanity filter off if you don't care about people swearing in the chat, and for your group, if you're okay with people randomly joining your group out of nowhere, you can let them do that. Otherwise, set it to invite only so that you can choose who you want to invite. Moving on to the final options menu is the control settings here, and this is a very interesting menu. It's going to take up the rest of this video. First, most important thing is at the top right hand corner, all heroes. You can customize every single control option in the game for each individual hero in the game, including everything that you're about to see right now. So this includes the mouse sensitivity. I've set it to 3 currently. Most of the beta I use 5 sensitivity with 800 DPI on my Razer software on my computer. Sensitivity is obviously very important. It's one of the things you're going to be looking at first in your options menu, getting that tweaked before you're spinning in circles for your whole first game that you play. The next option category here is very good. It's your reticle settings, and was only added towards the end of the closed beta. The bloom option is how much movement your crosshair does, so a lot of crosshairs in the game increase in size as you fire because the gun has bullet spread. I've turned that off because I want a very static crosshair, And then you've got your different options for crosshair styles, going from circle to large crosshairs to short crosshairs to just a simple dot. The default crosshair is the setting that allows you to use the basic crosshair for that hero. A lot of heroes in Overwatch have very unique crosshairs based on their weapons, such as Hanzo and Zarya as well, just for their projectile based trajectory sort of weapons. And you can change these crosshairs per individual hero, as mentioned earlier on. You've also got your different colors here for your crosshair, so you want to pick a color that stands out against the majority of backgrounds in the game, something that you're comfortable with your eyesight seeing. I'm personally preferring the light blue right now in Overwatch. Down here you've just got your movement controls, WASD, toggle crouch. You've got the option of adding 2 different keybinds per action in the game, so make sure you take your time and go through these and set them up as you would in any other first person shooter. And again, these can all be customized per individual hero, so take a look at what button you want for your abilities on each hero. Once you've learned your abilities of your favorite heroes, make sure you've set your hotkey for your ultimate to something decent. Maybe Q isn't working out for you, that's something to look into. Down here you've got your communication options. One very important option down here is for your communication menu. Mine is set to caps lock. That allows you to bring up the wheel. Otherwise, your learning hotkeys for your needing heals, press X, ultimate status, press Z, and acknowledge or attack the payload to press F. At the bottom there you'll see the hotkey for social menu, which is O on your keyboard. That brings up your friends list and allows you to chat to people and invite them to your group. You also have options down here for your push to talk key and your toggle mute mic. Further down you've got options for spectators. If you're into the spectating and shoutcasting scene, then you're going to have to familiarise yourself quite a bit with these and set them up to your own personal preference for spectating. And then miscellaneous stuff at the bottom as well. Show the scoreboard, toggle the UI is nice for taking screenshots, and then another useful one is toggle FPS display, shift control and R to bring up your in-game FPS counter. So that's a fun menu to look through. Of course, all these menus have been pretty fun so far. The final thing we're going to be looking at is individual hero preferences, my preferences for individual heroes, working our way down the list. So Bastion has nothing customizable, Diva nothing customizable. Genji is the first one there, where you can customize him so that he automatically climbs walls. This means when you run towards a wall and press spacebar, he will climb the wall all the way to the top, or as much as he can, rather than having to hold down your spacebar. I have that option turned on for Hanzo. I don't play Hanzo a whole lot, but when I do run at a wall I expect him to climb it without having to hold down the spacebar the whole time, so it's a nice little option to have. Junkrat has a similar option for his Riptire, personal preference if you want that on or off for that. Lucio has a little option here called hold to crossfade. I don't play enough of Lucio to really know if that makes any benefit or not. If you are a Lucio main, then you'll know more about that than me. The next hero with something customizable is Mercy, and this one is something you definitely need to look into if you're a Mercy player. Toggle beam connection, turn that on. Guardian Angel prefers beam target, turn that off. What the toggle beam connection means is you tap left click once and your beam will stay healing on that target until you switch target or that guy goes out of your range of your beam. And it's the same with right click for damage boost, so it's toggle beam connection, you definitely want that on. And then something I found very annoying before this option was introduced was that when I was healing someone and I wanted to fly towards another teammate, it would always fly me towards the teammate that I was healing, and I wouldn't be allowed to fly towards anyone else on my team unless I stopped healing that person. Now with this option you can turn off the Guardian Angel preferring the beam target, so you can fly wherever you want, which is great. So these two settings for Mercy players, even if you're not a Mercy player, get them set up because it'll make Mercy feel so much more awesome when you are playing her. Reinhardt is the next one with an option. He has toggle barrier. I would prefer that off as not much of a Reinhardt player, but it makes me feel like I have a bit more control over my barrier shield as Reinhardt having that turned off. I don't really like toggle on in a lot of things, so this is another one where I would much rather have toggle off available. Roadhog has nothing customizable. Soldier 76 has a really nice little customized option for displaying allied health bars. I think it's very important to have this information available if the option is available to you, because this allows Soldier with his healing station to actually help out with the healing part of his team, and it allows you to see when someone is low on health and allows you to actively go towards them and place your healing station to heal them, which not a lot of Soldier players do. They usually always reserve their healing stations for themselves, which you shouldn't do as a Soldier player, so make sure you're turning on that show allied health bars. Widowmaker has some options here for her. Toggle zoom, I've turned that off, personal preference. As a sniper player, you'll know what you prefer. And then your relative aim sensitivity while zoomed. So setting that to 100 means that your aim down sight sensitivity is the exact same as your hip fire sensitivity. So you'll need to play with this quite a little bit here to get that exactly how you like it. It is pretty weird getting used to different sensitivities with sniping in this game, so it takes a little bit of time, and I'm still working on what I prefer for my sniping with Widowmaker 2. And then the final character that's actually got something customizable here is Zarya. Again, it's the allied health bars setting. Very, very useful on Zarya, so make sure you turn that on as well as a Zarya player. This allows you to see when someone on your team is super low on health, you can pop a barrier shield on them. 9 times out of 10 the enemy team is calling, oh, this guy's low on health, shoot him, finish him off. And when you see that option available and pop your barrier shield on them, that's a lot of incoming damage blocked, saving your teammates ass and giving you a lot of boosted charge on your particle cannon. One option that was originally there but has since been removed is toggle sprint for Soldier 76. I don't know why, and I haven't seen any postings about that, but I really hope they bring it back, because I definitely want to turn off toggle sprint for Soldier 76 as well in Overwatch. But that's my overview of the options menu in Overwatch. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video, and I hope you will put some of it to good use in the game. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Leave me a little comment and rating below the video, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye bye.